All right, Delphi people. Thanks for hopping on board. This is Ted Investigates. Shibby was going to join a little bit earlier. He had something come up. A lot of people wanted me to live stream now, so happy everyone could attend. We had a 12-hour day going over the JLR case. But I wanted to go over some things and I wanted to type it on my computer. We're kind of doing a state of the, hey, Monday, are you going to hop on? Here, I'm going to send the link. I kind of got a little bit discombobulated because of the fact that I had a guest coming on and then he wasn't going to come on, but he gave me a lot of good information. Hopefully he can come on. So we're just going to start right from there. I had a long 12-hour day doing the JLR. Hold on one second. Anybody wants to come on in? We'll break down Richard Allen. We'll break down some of the different things, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is some of the notes. 1 second. All right, so this is some of the things that I received. 1 second. What is up? Hope everyone's having a wonderful. I don't even know what day it is because I've been working all day. 1 second here. I want to find some stuff that's pretty compelling. If you give me a second here. Hold on 1 second. He was supposed to read some of this. Okay, so. All right, so we have Liggett, right? So we have Liggett changing the timestamp for Ron Logan at the garage dump video is in the Ron Logan PCA, probable cause affidavit for search warrant from FBI, and it was a leak from Murder Sheet, okay? It is in the last few pages. The Cecil changing Libby's down the hill Apple Health data is in the Cecil's report and his testimony. He's going to find me links and pages to send to you, and he told me to give him 30 minutes. I had to hop on. Oh, Shelby, perfect. Yeah, let's have you on. I'm sorry. I had so many people mad at me that I changed the time that, again, I want to respect other people's channels, but I feel like when I looked at What's-His-Face's channels, he didn't have many of the people that I know on the channel, so that's when I kind of felt comfortable. Let me log you in and talk, Shibby. And break it down for us. Just give me 1 second. I'll send in the link. 1 second. Okay, how do I get on? Let me do it. We love Shibby. He is a book of wisdom. But yeah, I was getting emails and messages, and then I was like, okay, let me just do it. And then I went to Rick's page, and I didn't notice a lot of the people on his channel that are on my channel. So then I kind of just rolled the dice. I'm like, I don't think I'm taking anybody from his channel. The other night, I deliberately didn't go on Prof and Erica's channel because we do cross streams a little bit. So I am respectful of people's channel. I reviewed his channel, and I was like, I don't see a lot of people I know. So I'm like, well, maybe, there won't be crossing of streams. Okay, Rick, I have you, or Shibby, I have you, if you go to the StreamYard and you'll be able to talk. And I've been held up in this hotel room for 3 days now. Can you believe it? Welcome to the chat, everyone. Oh, wait, let me get everybody on stage. I need a little bit more water. I think with the two other channels, you'll be. Yep, no, and I do respect everybody's channels and stuff like that. Like and subscribe. Okay, you should see the StreamYard link. And then Bezo Jones is also a rock star. Okay, here is Shibby. All right, beautiful. Look at that handsome fella. How's it going, man?
Hello.
I mean, that's thumbnail for you, too.
Oh, sorry about that. I just thought it'd be good if we didn't conflict with other times.
Yeah, no. And I'm all for it. I was getting email after email after email, and then some of my moderators are like, I can't stay up. So I want you to know I proactively went on Rick's channel, looked in his chat box, and I didn't see many people that, and I'm sure he's got a huge community, but if I saw a lot of people on here that were on his channel, I probably would have been like, no. But I was like, oh, I don't even recognize these names. So I'm like, hopefully, we don't get many when we do it last minute. So,
So do you still have the other one up? Because that's the one I posted in my community posts.
Oh shoot, yeah.
So, do you want me to? I'll share this one instead. I'll reshare this one and delete.
Yeah, let me change the
Oh
thumbnail.
wait. Oh, okay. Oh, is it that one? You just changed the time.
Yep, I just changed the time in the thumbnail because I was getting like
Okay.
some aggravated people, and then I was like, oh God, and 1 second.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
so I'll reshare that and say we're on now.
Beautiful. Let me just make sure when I created yours. Oh no, don't be sorry at all. This is you. Let's see. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Save. Okay, if you want to reshare that one, we should be good to go. That's saved.
All right. You watch the Shibby bump is coming soon. Watch this. 1,000 people are going to show up.
Nice.
I'm just going to put we're on now. I command you to all to come.
That's great.
Awesome.
So good deal. I was reading a little bit on what you told me because it was really beneficial. So if I may read a few points again, or if you wanted to read it, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Do you have that? Do you have it up, or do you want to? Which one do you want to do first? I'm fascinated by the just Liggett changing that timestamp on Ron Logan would be a good one to start with.
Yeah. So that's what I was reading. So Liggett changing the timestamp for Ron Logan at the garbage dump video is in the Ron Logan probable cause affidavit for search warrant for the FBI that, murder sheet is the one with the probable cause leak, or not leak, they released it. And it's the last few pages. So if you'd like me to, I think I have that on my Canva. If you want me to pull that up, or if you can speak on it, whatever you'd like. I'm pretty sure I have it in my Canva.
Well, he declares it off by 26 minutes. Therefore, it changes Ron Logan's times, which is really strange how you can just declare timestamps. Like, shouldn't that make the evidence inadmissible if it's not correct?
100%. And then do you think he just arbitrarily just looked at everybody and said, no, that time is off? Or do you think he went back and changed it? I guess when you're the sergeant, it doesn't matter either way. Whatever he says kind of goes.
That's a great point, because at least the FBI says why they did it, because the time, the central time was off by 54 minutes. So, but I don't know if Liggett even says it, why he did it.
Wow. Interesting.
So yeah, he just declared it.
And then I'm trying to wrap my head around, okay, so we have the false alibi when Ron went to the aquarium store, but he went to before. So that was the first time he lied to his cousin. And then, because his cousin said that, and then he went to the transfer station around noon, right? Or 11 or noon, or was that?
Oh, geez. I don't know the exact times.
Here, let me, as you keep talking, I have, so when I was new to this case, it was the funniest thing because I was like, I just read Nicole Robertson's probable cause affidavit. And I was just like, all right, this is someone that's been in FBI for like 15 years and local law enforcement. And her first line, or maybe her first paragraph, was like, yeah, when someone's giving a false alibi before a crime has been discovered, right, they're like 99.9% the perpetrator, which, you don't have to be a rocket science to like understand that. Let me see.
If you want to just you can put that link in chat, the one I emailed you.
Okay.
That has, If people
Yep.
want to look at the Ron Logan warrant, search warrant.
Oh, yeah, I would love that. I'd love to read that. Okay, just give me 1 second. I updated my phone and I have it's like backwards threads. 1 second. That's awesome. Okay, 1 second. I just got to click through. Okay, 13. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. Affidavit, search warrant. Here it is. Okay, beautiful.
Do you want me to
Copy.
resend that one with all the links?
No. I found it. I'm going to add it on my Google chat box, and then we'll be able to pull it from there. 1 second. Oops, I'm talking. Let's see.
You know what? Also, I forgot to say hi to everyone. Hello, everyone.
What is up, everyone? We're super happy. I've heard a lot of good things, and you were on the show a few days ago, and I was like, who is this really bright guy that knows his stuff? And that's when I was talking to some other people that I know, and I'm like, God, I would love to get him on. Give me 1 second.
Rebby, your mods, Dee Dee, and whoever else there, I know them pretty good. So.
Yep, that's what they were saying. Okay, I just posted it. Let's see if I can rub two brain cells together and figure out how to link it. Do I need to post it? Wait. No. There it is right there, right? It says, all eyes on Delphi. Oh, no, that's Rick Allen. Okay, wait. Oh.
It's
yeah, that's not it.
Ron Logan's is did I not put that one on there?
No, you did. You did. I think I clicked it wrong. Wait 1 second.
Oh, yes, the very first link. It's affidavit
Yeah.
search warrant for Ron Logan is here.
Yeah.
And
I clicked the very first. Okay, the affidavit search warrant.
For Ron sorry. It sends me to the here. I'll get you you have to just scroll down to I'll show you where it is. Exhibit S, because does it send you to the I might not have put the full link in. So go to the exhibits page and scroll down to the pre-trial section. Exhibit S, the letter S.
Okay.
Affidavit search warrant for Ron Logan with murder sheets logo watermark all over it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait 1 second. I think here it is.
It's in the first one, the pre-trial, all pre-trial and trial exhibits.
Okay.
Scroll down to Exhibit S.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay, so I have the pre-trial exhibits. Okay, there we go. Okay, scroll down to Exhibit S. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. And then I'm going to, I guess I can copy this.
No, just click that link. Click the letter S, and it'll open up.
Yep, it opened up. And do you want me to read it, or do you want me to put it on the screen?
Oh, it's up to you. I can read it. I have mine up.
Okay. If you want to read it, or I can read it, whatever you'd like to do.
Well, basically, the part it's number 17 of that Logan search warrant. It says this: Leos learned that Logan had driven on February 13th, 2017, to the transfer station in Delphi, Indiana, to drop off trash. Video from the transfer station shows Logan driving his white Ford pickup truck between 11:27 a.m. and 11:32 a.m. The video from the transfer station appears to be off by 26 minutes, putting Logan at the transfer station from approximately 11:53 a.m. to 11:58 a.m. That's it.
Oh, okay. Wait. If you can say that one more time, I just want to, of course, I'm in a hotel room.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll read that again.
Yeah, but I'll put it in my notes just so I have it. Okay, go ahead.
Want me to do the whole paragraph?
Yeah, especially like the times. Yep.
So number 17 of that Ron Logan PCA, it's like they have numbers. It's called the backgrounds or something. Number 17 says this: Leos learned that Logan had driven on February 13th, 2017 to the transfer station in Delphi, Indiana to drop off trash. Video from the transfer station shows Logan driving his white Ford pickup truck between 11:27 a.m. and 11:32 a.m. So those are the video times. on the video. But
Okay.
the video from the transfer station appears to be off by 26 minutes, putting Logan at the transfer station from approximately 11:53 a.m. to 11:58 a.m.
Oh.
So basically, the video has a timestamp 11:27 to 11:32 a.m., but Tony Liggett
Okay.
has declared it off 26 minutes, and he was really there at 11:53 to 11:58. Now, I've done a lot of those cameras before, and they don't go off by the minutes. It's not like the
Right.
old days where you unplug a clock with the hands, and if it's off for 26 minutes, then you plug it back in, it starts up where it finished, right? Not nowadays.
Right.
Those cameras get their time from the servers, the routers, the IPs, the internet.
Right.
So if
Right.
anything, they'll be off exactly 1 hour or 2 hours if they're in the wrong time zone. They're never, ever, ever off by the minute, ever.
Wow.
So,
And just so I'm wrapping my head around this, Liggett did this to place him.
well,
If
the
you could-
next line has the next bunch have all about his alibi. So it's obviously, I don't know why he would do that.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
does it help? Does it help Liggett? Because the next line, it says Logan did not ask to provide an alibi for his drive to the transfer station on the 13th. Only asked to provide an alibi for a trip that he asked his cousin. They got it blacked out. So Logan did not ask his cousin, whatever the name is, to provide him an alibi for his drive to the transfer
For
station.
the transfer station, but he did for the aquarium.
Right. Yeah. He only asked to provide an alibi for a trip that would have occurred at the time of the apparent
murders.
abduction of Libby and Abby. Yeah. But you know what? If Logan was really there at the other time, he could have possibly been back, right?
Mhm.
I don't get it. So
Yeah, that's so what is your opinion on so like Ron Logan, right? And again, I've never had a conversation with you on if you think he's bridge guy or not, but
Right.
let's just assume he is for a second. And when you look at that video of Abby and Libby, the one that came out, the 40-second video, not just the bridge guy, what it looks to me, and I would say 50-50, where it looks like maybe and I get a lot of online people disagreeing with me because maybe I have my north and south boundaries wrong. But from me, and again, this isn't a fact, this isn't gospel, but because he's an older man, but he walked really good, right? You saw him walk down the hills. He's showing news reporters how to get places. But for some reason, and maybe I'm completely off base here, but when Abby, that last photo of Abby, she had a face like, is that him again? Or no, I could be wrong, but like, is he there? Do you think, and again, I'm not asking you for like 100%, I just want to know your opinion. Do you think he could have walked from his house on the trail, past the girls, and then turned around, and maybe that's why Libby was like, oh shit, is that, or not oh shit, but is he really behind us again? Is he coming back towards us? Or do you think it was more he started at that side and was kind of racing towards them?
If it were him, what I would do if I were, because once somebody steps on that bridge, you've got them, right? So if how there's on the north side where you step onto the bridge, you can go to the left and walk straight down to the crime scene, right? He could have been waiting. Go on.
Sorry, go ahead. That's where I'm forgetting. I keep thinking because I've seen the layout of his house on Google Maps, and not to interrupt, I keep thinking he's coming from the south. The north is the front of the Monon High, so that's reverse.
Ron is on the north side of the creek. Weber's on the south side.
Okay.
where you get on the bridge is the north side. Weber's, where they got down the hill, is the south side. And then that makes it, obviously, there's a west where the stuff was found, some of the stuff at the beginning on the west side. And the east side is where the bodies were found and the rest of the stuff in the shirt in the creek.
Okay, so I'm understanding you correctly, and I've seen the crime scene. I've seen like walking down the hill. I've even heard Ron Logan in an interview talking to a journalist by just explaining. He actually said down the hill.
Right. Now, if you want an easy way for everybody, it took me years to figure this out. So basically, if you picture the bridge, you step on the north side. You cross to Weber's side is the south side.
But did he live by Weber or no? Who?
No, he lived across the creek on the north side beside the cemetery, Ron Logan.
Okay, I'm going to write this down because I saw him on Google Maps. I'm just bad with the compass. Okay, so let me just write this down because, of course, I'm at a Marriott with no pens and I'm a sales guy, go figure, with no pens. Ron Logan was on the north side. Sorry, this is just for my own way to Brad Weber was on the south
of the
side,
creek.
Of the creek, of your creek.
Yeah, so basically Logan is east of the bridge, but he's on the north side because the creek splits. The north side to the south side, basically, is what they say. Even though it curves a bit to different angles, different directions.
So do you think Ron? So the north side is what had the path for the girls to walk down. No.
The south side would be. That's down the hill is the south side.
Oh,
I'm talking about before you get on the bridge, you could go down to the left to get to the crime scene. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the Monon High signs, like let's pretend, the Monon High where they remodeled and now there's a fence and you can't get through. So if you're going from that blue bridge, then you go to the Monon High. Right. That's so the Freedom Bridge, then there's the Mears entrance where they came in, and then say you're walking towards the Monon High Bridge from the Mears entrance. That's basically it. If right when you get to the bridge, if you go to the left, you can walk straight down to the crime scene. So what I'm saying is Logan could have walked up there if he were the guy, and he could have sat there and watched. And as soon as anybody steps on the bridge, anywhere from down there, you could see them and just walk.
And then he'd walk back up.
Right. So not on the south side. And so not because Logan is on the north side. So if you have a photo of it, they have some good photos of it.
Yeah, I have some great photos of him like showing his torso, his knees bending in, his limp. Like what they do is they have like a comparison of like his upper chest down to his waist. There's a few websites that I don't know how accurate, but they show the height where it's definitely not like a guy who's 5'4" like Richard Allen when you
definitely not.
Tell the tree line. And then my only thing, God, and this is why there's so many twists and turns to this. So Logan could have been hiding out
on the north side before they get on the bridge.
And then coming up and then following them to the south side. And then that's where Abby and Libby are like, oh, shit. It's that guy again. Because I'm sure, we didn't see all the video. I'm sure he might have said, hey, girls, or he could have said some other things outside of down the hill. He could have been talking to him a little bit, or he maybe not. But like the Trussels, like when you walked on that bridge, and I'm scared of heights, and Ron's not, right? He lived there. He walked good. He had a military background. But like when you look down, I mean, that's a 60-foot drop on some of those railroad Trussels.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, when you're young, I could see myself 14, 15 with my buddies just like flying across there thinking you're invisible. But right now, I think
riding a bike
on all fours walking.
I think we'd be riding our BMX bikes across and stopping to throw TVs off the edge and climbing down the side of it if I was a kid there.
Yeah, right. And now I'm like, I don't know if I could take a few steps. And I watch some videos and everyone's holding hands and I'm like, oh, man. Okay, so what are your thoughts? So this is why the case just intrigued me. So back when I was in Chicago, billboards were everywhere. Bridge guy was like, if you traveled the south side all the way to like the north side, you had bridge guy. Every 10 miles from like south side of Chicago all the way to the north side where the Cubs play. And then the suburbs, you might have one or two. And like, I remember being younger, that photo just like scared you. Like, whoa, like, who's this? If you find information. And that photo was up there for years. I'm talking about that billboard went through bad weather, lost the paint. I mean, that thing never moved. And from an outsider looking in, when they got Richard Allen, I was like, oh, that's Richard Allen. Like, I didn't know anything about the case. I'm like, okay, that looks like the guy. That's him, without like looking at height, looking at, taking more of a deep dive in the case. But now I'm just conflicted because you have like Keegan Kline, right? You have a child molester that's talking to the girls at a sleepover, catfishing with Anthony Schatz. You had rumors, was Brad Holder living with Ron Logan? I know the son was dating Abby.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he was living with him, but
okay.
Holder to me has way more links than Richard Allen ever could.
Oh, yeah. I think Richard Allen, if I was corrupt and had to frame somebody, Richard Allen would be the last on my list to like frame and try to get a conviction. And then did you hear the rumors about now again, this is Reddit pages, but Logan got Abby pregnant, or is that hogwash?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Again, we'll never know because they're pretty light. We don't get the ME results and the report, right? Autopsy report. We don't even know a time of death. How are we going to know if she's pregnant or not?
Right. And then what about Elvis Fields?
Well, I could say, sorry, go on.
No. Go ahead.
For Elvis Fields, he is actually more than Brad Holder, in my opinion, because I don't know if when I read his testimony, as deposition and testimonies, 8 cops from Unified Command got into a van and drove to Elvis Fields' sister's house to interview the 4 people in his family at one time. So basically 8 cops, Liggett, Holman, I don't know exactly who, Unified Command, piled in one van, drove to Rushville, to where Elvis Fields lives, his sister, Mary Jacobs or whatever, to interview her husband and her daughter and or something. 4 people in that house, 2 cops on each person interviewing them. Elvis Fields, Mary Jacobs also was Purdy and Murphy asked Mary Jacobs to try and set you know how you try to call somebody and get them on recording?
Yeah.
They tried doing that with Elvis, but she kind of screwed it up. They wanted him to admit it on the state, on tape recording. Also, Mary Jacobs, Holman said that Mary Jacobs was crazy, let's say, out of it because she had pill bottles all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Purdy said that, or Murphy said that, but Murphy and Purdy put her in a car, thought she was talking very sensible. They took her to the lie detector, to the police station. That's when Stephanie Thompson gave her the lie detector.
The lie detector?
Flank. Yeah. Mary Jacobs is Elvis' sister. So these are all the things that, and also Elvis told Murphy that he spit on the girl.
Spit on their
face.
He
said that to a cop. Right? And Elvis also looks like the Therese Liebert sketch, if you see the bags under his eyes.
Yeah. And then then back to his I have a stepbrother who's handicapped, and I got nothing against like handicapped people, but when he said he spit on their face, maybe he did spit on their face, but maybe it wasn't like enough spit, or he could have missed, or it could have like drooled on his face. You know what I mean? Like, so, but I'm going.
I have one thing to say about that is it doesn't even matter if they could get DNA or not. The fact of the matter is the whole trial, Jerry, Holman, Tony Liggett, Leesenby, all of them said when they're in the course of their investigation, if they're investigating something and somebody says something to them, even hearsay from a third party, it's allowed in. They took all their words and trusted them, right? Well, Murphy was in an investigation, and Elvis Fields said that right to Murphy's face after he dropped him off at his trailer. So why isn't that taken as evidence? It's because
they threw all that out, right?
Right. Murphy, Click, and Ferenczi, who died, was murdered. They weren't towing the line.
Oh, yeah, because
So
so I feel like Fields was there because he said he spit on the girls. His sister got the polygraph test. Um, and then you have Logan, and then there's a person. Are you into like Brad? Is it Brad Holder? We have
well,
Logan
Holder,
Holder, Tony Klein, Keegan. I mean, it just keeps
for me,
going.
the next person would be Holder. Now I got a couple of things I can say on that. Now
Okay.
Brad Holder, easily, I think anybody could be BG, right? He's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
5'10",
Right, right.
big guy.
Even Mike Patty, and I'm not accusing him, but I'm saying like
No.
everyone
Mhm.
looks like bridge guy. Yeah, right.
Now, so let's stick with Brad Holt. So first of all, with Elvis Fields, there's one last thing. He also wanted to give to his other sister, wanted to give away a bunch of clothing, that a blue jacket and all that. So,
Oh,
and she said that to Murphy, as who's a cop. So none of this can be put in because they don't like that information. So that's just to finish Elvis off.
okay. Wait, I'm
Now,
just jotting this down because this is gold, and I know I've read it, but it's better for me to just put on notes. Okay,
you
go
know
ahead.
what? I'll send you an email afterwards. How's that? Because if
Beautiful.
I'll send you an email because I've recited this over and over again. So I'll be able to send you the Elvis Fields stuff I just said and the Brad Holder stuff now I'm going to say. So here's Brad Holder. Okay, so
Okay.
easily could be bridge guy. Now, so he know his son, is Abby's boyfriend. He had a tattoo on his hand or a
Right.
drawing of the exact same configuration of sticks that was found on his son's dead girlfriend's body. He had that on his hand.
And then may I just add this? I don't know if it was Sarah Carbonall, but out of all these people, if you look at their face, they said there was a very, very attractive boy or man there. And that's where I'm like, was that Logan? Because if you look at Logan when he was younger, he had the higher cheekbones. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but when I look at Brad Holder, who was what in his probably 40s, had a little bit of trouble staying in shape. You know how we get a little bit older. But didn't
Yeah.
one of the girls say there was like this beautiful man? And when I
Uh,
look at all the suspects, Logan might be the closest to that compared to all the other ones, right? You're not going to call Elvis Fields beautiful.
no, it might have been either Riley Voorhees. Ask chat.
Oh,
Hey,
right.
hey, Radar, what's up? Hello, Radar.
Radar,
Thanks
what's
for
up?
making in.
Yeah. I love Radar.
So ask chat who said that, because I know Betsy Blair said poofy haired guy, right? And
Yep.
she showed that first sketch of a guy who looked, the round face. Now Riley Voorhees. Now, if you want, I got something on her. So she on the 13th walks past this guy with Shelby Duncan. Sorry, yeah. Cheyenne Mills. Riley Voorhees was with Bree Wilbur. Sorry. Riley and Bree walk past this man in the middle of the day. They both have cameras. They both have smartphones taking cam shots, right? They also have that major big camera. So they're taking photos out there as if they'd see a creepy guy and not catch him in the background or walking away and all that, right? But so
Right.
forget that. They don't have a photo of this guy. Okay, fine. But so they walk past him in the middle of the day. Teenage girls that are in high school, they know their clothing, they know styles, everything well, right?
Right.
On the 15th, Steve Mullins, the chief of police, goes to Riley's school and talks to her. So when the chief of police comes to your school, you remember that, and you don't get this wrong. 2 days after you saw the guy, 1 day after your friends' bodies are found, on the 15th, Riley Voorhees said, black boots, black jeans, black jacket, and he had a black mask on his face, squared jaw, and like longer hair sticking out. How do you, a teen girl just doesn't get that wrong.
No. Right. A teen girl with hormones, like from a teen boy to a teen girl, like they are infatuated at that age with looks and like who likes me, and they get butterflies. So you're saying Riley Voorhees, correct?
Riley Voorhees described him as like girls, women and girls generally would look at a guy's shoes and they check him out, right?
Right.
So she said black boots. BG's not wearing black boots. Black jeans. He's wearing lighter blue jeans, and then a black jacket. A black mask. So what happens is Sheriff Liggett and Leesenby, they keep hounding her until she says enough where they can change it into a narrative, meaning, and at trial, you know what they got her to say? They got her to say that if he's wearing all black, maybe it was blue, like BG was wearing, but his aura, his vibe was dark. So she mistook it as black.
Okay, so and I'm literally listening to you word by word. I'm just a little caught up here. Is it Michael Pierce? Who is the extremely attractive, or who do we think? Not Michael Pearson. It's not Riley Voorhees is a female, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You know what's weird, and the reason why I'm screwing that up is everyone tells me I look like Riley Voorhees, and so like 5 months ago when I started my true crime channel, I was thinking Jason Voorhees from Jason, with the ski mask. So I'm like, haha,
Yes.
and I just joked it off. I didn't know it was a girl. So Riley Voorhees is the one that saw like a beautiful man. And do we know who that beautiful man is, or do we have
Well, it's probably at least 3 or 4. It sounds like there's like 4 different men there that day.
Yeah, God, there were so many different people. And then there was a guy in a canoe, right? Who was the guy in the canoe?
Well, that was Mike Patty, but that was
Mike Patty. Okay.
That was the morning of Sunday morning, not the day of. I don't think. I believe that was a Sunday morning. Oh, not the morning of the 14th. I believe, not on the 13th.
So you know what you would love, and I would love to have you on, and now it's come and gone. So I was able to, not me, anybody could get it. All Eyes on Delphi. They had an exact timeline, but what I needed was someone like you to cipher through, because there was so many witness testimonies. I mean, I read a 130-page document online, but it was so many different pieces to connect. And so many different witness testimonies. One person had a khaki jacket. One person had the bridge guy jacket. One person was this. It was so hard to wrap your head around.
I can explain it to you really quickly. So basically, at the mirror's end, like Betsy Blair, right? She sees poofy-haired guy, the sketch number 2, which was the first sketch, but they put out second. The guy with the round face and the poofy hair. Betsy Blair sees him. Then on the bridge. Then you see the video of BG, right? And he's that guy, whoever it is, in a blue coat, right? And blue jeans. Then BG supposedly takes him down the hill, murders him, and then walks up through the cemetery and is seen by Sarah Carbaugh, whom in her first interviews, she never said bloody. And she said it was a tan coat. She said tan coat. So that to me is at least 3 different men right there. Because I don't think, obviously, Betsy Blair is not seeing BG and then describing that photo, because she said it was like a 10 out of 10, that sketch.
Right. And then the poofy hair guy, what are we chalking that up to Keegan Kline, or is that a stretch?
I don't know. One thing, if any witnesses saw Richard Allen, they'd say short. But I think if any witnesses saw Keegan Kline, they would obviously say heavy. Fat, right.
And Richard Allen really was like, hey, I was looking at fish, checking my stock ticker, didn't see anybody but the 3 witnesses that saw me. I mean, he stayed very consistent. He went there like the second or third day.
Well, I know exactly what he did. He went on, I think it was the 17th. He went to the police station or called in or emailed and talked to Jerry Holman and said he was there that day. Jerry then, at around 4:30 p.m., then Jerry Holman's assistant, Alexis or something, at 7 p.m. enters that into the Orion tip system and creates tip narrative number 74. Then on the 19th, 2 days later, so what Holman says to Richard Allen, I don't know if it was phone or he went in on person, him and Kathy went in on person, or he emailed him, because Jerry's a little light on that. But he says, okay, well, we'll come and talk to you. So then on the 19th is when Doolin goes and talks to him at the Save-A-Lot, and they sit down in front of the Save-A-Lot on like a picnic table. And Doolin does all that, writes it all down, and then holds Richard Allen's phone in his hand, takes the battery off, writes down all those numbers, the IMEI number, the MEID numbers,
Yeah.
and then that's, Doolin writes that all down. And then they enter that into the tip system. And because that tip system has alerted to, it's alerted because of the information,
Right.
the Orion tip system. So, and then they write cleared on it.
Right. And then they had Richard Allen's like address, Richard Whiteman or whatever.
Right. That's exactly, yeah. So they said it was the White Man from White Man Drive, surname White Man. Basically, if you put that into the Orion system, Richard Allen White Man, and his phone number, the Orion system would be alerting you saying, hey, you've got this wrong. That would be another reason. That's in a state-of-the-art Orion tip system that's got keywords, bridge, he said 1:30 to 3:30 or 1 to 3 p.m. That system would be going nuts. He mentions it on the trail, everything.
Right. And then his phone too. His phone didn't ping at 10 o'clock at night when Logan's phone pinged over there.
No. No.
I mean, that's just another thing. And then this is just, wait, I'm sorry. I was thinking of one more thing about Richard Allen. Richard Allen was checking a stock ticker, looking at fish, went back that day, took a nap. He was a loving father. He worked in CVS. I mean, he didn't move, didn't burn his clothes, didn't have a Carhartt jacket till like 2022.
Nobody tipped him in. Nobody tipped him in at all.
Yeah, nobody. And 15 people said it was Ron Logan right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Connie Dillman, before she knew the crime scene, said, hey, that's Ron walking the bridge. I did speak to her. We're not on good talking terms, but I was trying to be nice to her, and I don't know. She's a sweet lady. I'll leave it at that. So do you think, who, in your opinion, and I won't hold you to this, is the actual bridge guy?
If I had to pick one person, I would go with Brad Holder.
Brad Holder. Okay.
Yeah. Because of all the things, remember how I listed to you? Actually, I didn't even finish. Do you want to hear the rest?
Yes.
Brad Holder. This is all in the court documents, so I'm not making anything up. So we covered Brad Holder. He obviously could fit the description very easily. He is Logan's father, right? His son's girlfriend had the stick configuration. He posted a photo with that same configuration on his hand, that star-shaped rune, whatever it is. Now, the other ones I left out was Brad Holder. He was cleared after Jerry Holman lied about the Odin report. So Jerry Holman talked to Professor Turco, got all that information, and then cleared Brad Holder when Brad Holder is the exact type of fanboy that Turco described would be the exact type of suspect in this case. So Holman lied about it and then cleared Holder. And he's the exact type of person that would have done it. Then they went back because of the Boucher, some guy, Ryan Boucher in Florida, a civilian. He got all those photos from Brad Holder's social media. He sent them to Unified Command, and either Liggett or Leesenby, I forget which one, I think Liggett, said, forget it, get lost. We don't care. We've cleared that guy. We've cleared Holder. And this Ryan Boucher was a citizen. He went to the state police and told Ryan Winters, a cop, a state trooper, and this Ryan Winters almost jumped out of his chair because he had seen the crime scene, the real crime scene photos, and he thought that Holder's hand tattoo would look exactly like it, Abby's stick configuration. So he goes to Holman and says, "Hey, you guys got to go back and search this Holder guy." The Unified Command sends Purdy and some woman, I forget her name, a woman cop, a female cop that he's kind of having an affair with. They go back and they talk to Brad Holder after he had been cleared. And Brad Holder tells them? He says, I walked through the woods and I listened to the branches. I listened for the branches for Odin to speak to me through the tree branches.
Oops. Yep.
Brad Holder said that to Purdy and I forget her name, Lori Lemler or something. She's an ISP officer. They went back to speak to him. Then they cleared him again. And last thing I'll say about Holder is he makes ceremonial knives. So I guess, am I here by myself? Ooh. So here, I'll finish with Brad Holder until he gets back, I guess. So Brad Holder makes ceremonial knives too. So Richard Allen doesn't do any of that. So
okay, and then
all,
oh, go ahead.
Go on. No, I'm just going on.
Okay, so the girls probably, from your opinion, the girls wanted to come up to meet with Logan, right? Or no?
I don't know, because there was that information in Logan's testimony where they say that he'd only met them once, and he had them come and meet him, and then the first time he'd only met them in real life once, Abby, in real life, face to face. The rest of it was online. So it was like in the beginning of December of 2016 or the middle of December, they met and they started talking, and then I think it was
talking underage girls online.
No, Logan. The son.
Logan. Okay. Yeah.
The boyfriend.
Yep.
He 2 weeks before met Abby at, I think it was Riley Park or something like that. I forget exactly where. And then 2 weeks later, she's gone missing. So, and they only really met once in real life. The rest of it was all online, which I understand young people can be online, boyfriend, girlfriend, right? But
Yep. And then do you think Logan, did Holder? Because, another thing I think about is, like, would Ron Logan want to have dead bodies on his property? Wouldn't he want to put them in tarp and move them?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I said last time. Yeah. That's the one thing
I got that from
put
you.
me off of Ron Logan is that he's way too savvy of a criminal, or, whatever, a savvy of a man to leave 2 dead bodies on his property. He would bury them. He would have burnt them. He would have done something, right?
Well, done something. He's just not going to leave them there. And yeah.
If he's involved in that, they must say he got drunk and passed out, or maybe somebody conked Logan over the head, knocked him out, and then left the girls there and left him. And he wakes up and sees him. Oh my God! And he wakes up in the morning and has to kind of just run off because the girls. I don't know. I'm not saying that happened. It just could be. The only reason Logan would leave them there is if he wasn't conscious or had nothing to do with the ending of it. The ending of it. If he's involved at all, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's just. And then do you think Brad Holder brought Elvis Fields there? Did they have a connection?
Well, they say they don't. There's a connection. The only connection they really had, they said, was how they were on Facebook. Elvis Fields was mimicking or imitating Brad Holder's posts on his Facebook. And then in Elvis Fields' deposition, he said Brad Holder was imitating him because he was cool or something like that, which is very odd.
And then didn't Brad Holder admit to, I don't know if it's Brad Holder, admit to like an ex-wife that he killed the girls, or he admitted to Patrick Westfall, and Patrick Westfall told Amber, but again, that could just be.
Yeah, his wife in her deposition said that Brad Holder said to her that the reason they were in that fight, they stopped talking, is because they they did some stuff by a creek. They did a ceremony by a creek. So yeah, she said that. He never said it though.
Oh, she said that, and they were going through a divorce, right? So that could have been a little bit of I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying like a way a defense could spin it, saying, oh, there was marital problems, and she could have just been, shooting daggers at him, even though it makes sense.
She did say it in a sworn affidavit, or her deposition. That's a sworn.
Oh, she did in the sworn. Oh, wow. Okay.
It was in her sworn. It was in the court documents. That's all I ever really read.
Okay. Yeah. So a few months ago, so before I had like a group that would be on, and I learn a lot about these great viewers on the show, but like I literally read like hundreds of pages, from the oversized appellate brief to the probable cause to like the Holder testimony with Richard Allen to I don't know if it's Liggett's or Mullins interviewing Keegan Kline and interviewing. Like I literally read everything, but there's only so much you can retain from, reading it just, on YouTube.
Well, I've read at least 90% of them on my channel. I've only got a few more to go. I'm going to finish up. Basically, my live stream, when I went live about in the beginning of November,
Yeah.
I went live every night for 6, 8, 10 hours every single night. And I read every document from start to finish on that Ollie's website.
See, and that's so great. So the issue I had before, and I might sound kind of dumb here because I didn't know StreamYard could help. I used Canva, and what happened with Canva and what happened with the power of my computer is when I would read these long documents, they were tough to see because you had to put them into like a PowerPoint and then you had to read. And then because the memory it took up, you had to do like part 1, part 2, part 3, and then you couldn't just dump a document, or at least I didn't have the ability. I was trying to do like, say if something's 100 pages, click yes, and then dump it into like a B-roll or like something where then you could read in order. For some reason, everything was out of order and I had to put it all back in order. And it just was, a nightmare because that was the first thing I wanted to do. I was like, well, let's give people, before I even went on a live stream, I'm like, I'd rather just read the court documents, learn for myself. And then I kind of got away with myself with that, but that's kind of how I educated myself. But it was so many moving parts. And then you got people switching phones at, the sleepover at Keegan Kline's house, which I think they vetted him out pretty good. I think, he's a child molester. It might have been a coincidence. Tony Kline might have been using the phone, but I just can't see someone. I feel like they'd be like, hey, there's a big fat guy walking around, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumor stuff too, like how Keegan Kline was possibly a peeping Tom looking in at someone's windows.
Mask.
I prefer to kind of go with the affidavits and the court docs. And at least if they said it to a police officer in a statement, that's pretty good. But the rest of it is kind of hard to know what's real and what's not.
So go ahead.
I was just going to say what I do when I read these documents. I'm on a Windows computer. I use Google, and I use 3 monitors. I have 3 monitors going. So I have StreamYard on one, and then I share another screen. That's where I put the documents, and I would read them. So if you do stuff like that in Google Documents, if you look at any of my live streams, I have them all time-stamped. If you want Jerry Holmes depositions, I did 3 live streams, almost 15 hours worth on Jerry Holmes' deposition alone, his first deposition.
Wow.
And I read constantly.
So when I started out, I run a business. It was almost a joke. I had an Acer Chromebook that's got no memory. And then I went over to this computer, but this is a newer computer. And I'm sitting there on a Google Chromebook, which that's impossible to use with Canva. It's impossible to share your screen until I got streaming. It literally was impossible. So now that I'm able to generate some income, because I run a business where I can't dedicate all my money towards this. So every, paycheck I get, I try to set aside enough so I can do that. But yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. So especially with so another thing back to Bridge Guy. Oh shoot. It's the thoughts slipping right past my head. So, okay. So what are your thoughts? Nicole Robertson, right? Ron's giving a false alibi before a crime is committed. He supposedly, I have photos on the World Wide Web. I'm not sure if they're accurate. He kind of lived in a hoarder house. He removed his plumbing. I talked to, I can't say who, but I'm sure you know who he is. It's an attorney source that said that he removed the plumbing in his bathroom he relocated the plumbing. He pinged around, but again, we don't really know the murder time, but his cell phone pinged, and it's only one tower in Delphi. It pinged around 2, and then it pinged around 10, which kind of fits your narrative if he would have got hit in the head and then kind of woke up. But, Nicole Robertson is really on his ass. And then the jailhouse confession with Reese Davis, I try not to believe someone that's been convicted of a crime, but then you find out that he's talking about, I believe a knife cutter.
Box cutter. Yeah, he said specifically box cutter.
And they keep it in their back pocket. And then Ron's famous thing on Court TV with Barbara McDonald, why don't you come see my animals? Why don't you come see my animals? And it really brought the the hair on Barbara's spine, and that's what Reese said. And then that's when I connected the dots where I'm like, you're doing a confession and you're talking about your animals again, telling the girls to come see your animals. What is your take on that? Is that just Ron rambling or trying to get out of something because he's seen a murder?
Well, maybe he's trying to get out in front of it because before they're even found, he's making up lies and stuff, right?
Right.
If you want to talk, there's a superstar in your chat, aka Radar.
Yeah. She's on my Discord. She gives me
Ron Logan.
Yep. She was at Ron Logan's house. She's on my Discord. So sometimes I like to call it an after party. She hops on, she's on my Discord, and we'll talk till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm like, how do I get up, the next day?
What is your Discord? What is it? I can join it. I'm on Discord.
Here, I'll put it in the chat. So like she's on it and she was like at Ron's house and she gives just look, she's messaging me now and I'm so bad with Discord. Wait here, I'm going to give you the Discord channel. I just learned it. 1 second. But yeah, so that's where I met Radar, and she's a treasure trove, and she was at Ron Logan's house and she gives me everything. But again, we're talking at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. And then, by 3 o'clock rolls around, I can't tell which way's up.
Plus I'm guilty of this on my live streams. I bet we probably missed a bazillion amazing comments. If you want to take time now and just go through them.
No, we missed a ton. Sorry, I have to say this before I forget. A lot of live streams I pay more attention to the comments than I do the people talking, but you have such great insight that I completely didn't look. Right. I'm not trying to kiss your ass here, but I completely didn't look at anything. So
hey, that's good. I stole your attention. That's great.
No, you really got my attention. I have ADHD, so it's hard to do. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me get you this. But go ahead. I'm in
no hurry. If you wanted to end or talk for hours, whatever you want, the answer is yes. All right. We can continue another day. We can talk for a few more hours. I can.
Yeah. Why don't we do this? So I did a 13-hour live stream on JRL. I'm going to send you my Discord, and then if you want to hop on after and share your thoughts, aka Radar's on. Most of the people you see on the screen are on here. Let me make sure before you go. And I have you on.
Rabbi just put it. Rabbi put it in. It's okay. I'm going there now.
Thank you. Oh, she's such a lifesaver. So next time, what I want to do is I want to be a little bit more prepared. I want to draw out a timeline, and then I basically want to ask you about each individual person and kind of put together just your own timeline. And I'm not going to hold you to it. It's more going to be like, all right, Ron Logan, here's the case against him. Here's the case for him not doing it. Brad Holder, this is where he's at. And I would love to just create something so I can visualize it. So,
what? I love doing those timelines. So I did one for Derek where I drew an animation. It looked like a 3-year-old drew it, but it really made good sense if you watched me draw it.
Yeah. I am a visual person. Even with my job, somebody can say something and I'm the kind that remembers 10% of what you hear. But if I can draw it out, I'm going to take some time and then it would be perfect. So I'm going to share you the Discord link. We'll probably be on after. I know we have a few lawyers that hop on under aliases and stuff like that. But yeah, join the Discord when you can. It was great talking with you. And yeah, let's do a part 2 of this. But I want to be a little bit more prepared because I know I reached out to you today just randomly. So I want to go back to the drawing board after what you said. I'm going to watch this video again and I'm going to create my own little timeline. And then I'm just going to ask you one by one and kind of fill the blanks.
Sounds great to me. Yeah. If you give me at least a half-hour heads up, I know all this pretty much in my head. At least I know where to find it. I can go find it in the documents and do what I did today. I'll send you the links. If you want to do a regular, let me know. I'll come on whenever you want.
Beautiful. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, and I'll have to catch up with some of the chats. And we'll see you on the Discord. Thank you so much for joining the channel and giving your wisdom on the case.
I just said hi in your Discord now, and I'll stay in chat and still talk it up a bit. How long are you staying on for?
I'll be up, believe me, with the Discord people, I'm up all night because there's so many different things going on. It's probably bad for my health, but I enjoy it because you have Radar talking, Reeby's on, everyone's on there. So they're all kind of giving their pros and cons, but Radar is truly a blessing to have on there. So we're glad you could be on
Now,
there.
is it Reby or Rebby? I thought it was Rebby.
It's probably Rebby. She's probably going to kill me. She's been with me since day one.
I think it's Rebby because
Okay.
I helped coin that.
I've had multiple conversations with her too, so she's probably going to kill me. So
Rebby sounds cooler. I think she'll forget. Just continue calling her Rebby. Now, what I'll do is, I'm gonna. Are you ending this live stream now, or are you gonna?
I was gonna. So I'm at a hotel. I was gonna grab a quick dinner before the bar closes, but I'll be on Discord. I'm just gonna grab like a sandwich and a Diet Coke. But I mean, I can keep the live stream open if you want to talk to these people. I'm not opposed.
No. It's cool. No, I think it's always better to probably end. Like I've been trying to end on a high note before we ramble on. I think we've said a lot. It's been great, and we're gonna. I like leaving them thirsting for more Shibby.
Exactly. Okay, I love it. I'll see you on the Discord. And
Awesome.
again, I was up at 4 a.m. streaming until this call. So I'm excited to have you on the Discord, and let's continue the conversation over there.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Yep,
Good night, everyone.
Yep, I look forward to seeing you here.
All right. Can I say to my one thing? Bye.
Bye. That's great.
All right. Later.
Later. Bye-bye. Oh, thanks so much for the donations, everybody. I really appreciate it. That was very nice of everybody. Let's all hop over on the Discord after party.